Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel, Roseology. So this pick a card is all about the new ventures and new beginnings you may be embarking on this year 2020. Now, I read from an intuitive, energetic standpoint, so I will not be diving deep into physical changes occurring in your life this year. Now, if I see these details as I am reading throughout the piles, then I will of course mention them, but this is from a more energetic perspective, okay? So this will not be covering your biggest changes of 2020. That video, that pick a card is coming. I've been getting requests for an updated major changes pick a card, so that one is coming. But this reading is not that. This reading will be covering new beginnings that you may experience this year. And I thought this was a really good idea with us approaching Aries season, and Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So this is all about taking that first step towards our goals, hopes, dreams, and ambitions, and we're going to be looking into that energy today. I figured this was something that we sort of needed with so much going on in the world today. So I pray that you guys are staying safe, doing your research, trying not to give into too much of the anxiety and fear that's happening, but just doing your research, remaining calm, and taking as many precautions as possible. Okay, so now, we're about to just jump straight into this meditation, but if you already know your pile, you can head to the description and comments for the timestamps to each pile. Now, before we get to this reading, let me just say, like I always do, that this is a general reading for the collective. So in order for this reading to resonate with you, you need to be synced into the energy of this reading. To help you do that and to help you select a pile with your third eye and not your physical ones, I'll be offering a 60-second meditation. 30 seconds into that meditation, I'll be placing crystals for those that like to pick piles with objects on them. Now, if you are drawn to another pile, that's because there's another message for you in that pile. So if you'd like to participate in this meditation, get into a relaxed position, become aware of your entire body, starting with your feet and working that awareness up in sections from the feet to the head. Then take a deep breath in through your nose for around 5 seconds. Hold that breath for 3 seconds and exhale for 6 to 7 seconds. Then ask your guides, spirit, the universe, or all of them to connect you to the energy of your higher self, this higher state of consciousness, and then ask them to point you in the direction of which pile is meant for you. What new beginnings will you be embarking on this year? What new journey will you be embarking on this year? Once you've done this a few times, you should be ready to start that meditation. This is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. And we'll start that meditation right now. All right, here on pile 1, we have a smoky quartz. Here on pile 2, amethyst. On pile 3, citrine. And on pile 4, aragonite. I'll give you guys another 30 seconds to meditate with the crystals on each pile. All right, hopefully that meditation was enough time for you to pick a pile and tap into your own psychic awareness. I want to take this time out to thank your beautiful guides, my beautiful guides, our higher self, an amazing spirit itself for these messages today. Now let's see what new beginning or new journey you will be embarking on this year. And I'll meet you at your... All right, in pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with your tarot cards before getting to your oracle cards here, okay? So let's go on ahead and see what new beginning you are getting ready to start. Okay, the very first card that we have here is the Heart of Pentacles in reverse, known as the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. The Innocence of Cups, otherwise known as the Page of Cups. The Ace of Swords in reverse. And the Seven of Pentacles, also in reverse. Pile 1, on an energetic level, this is you solidifying with this Queen of Pentacles here what you want with this Page of Cups. without much planning or working towards it. Instead, I'm seeing like a sort of let's just do it kind of energy, because you are tired of waiting around for results that you just haven't seen yet. So the biggest change here is you being more spontaneous, a little bit more impulsive, but it's actually a really, really good thing. I know normally when we say, when we normally use the word impulsive, it sounds a little bit like negative. There's like a negative connotation behind it, but I'm actually seeing this as a really good thing, because this is exactly what you need to shake your world up and discover what you do and don't want. That the way you can start building towards it. Some of you may be having your Saturn return this year as well, because there's a lot of seriousness surrounding what to do next. Now, as far as your physical environment goes, your body, health, life, things like that, it looks like you may be changing locations, like where you live. It looks like an abrupt, I'm moving, and out of nowhere, this offer sort of comes in with this Page of Cups here, with a place that you'd really like, or at least wouldn't mind living in. There's just such temporary energy in this pile. Ace of Swords and Seven of Pentacles in reverse. This is saying, these two cards here are saying, it's not the plan I had in mind, but let's just see where this goes. There's a lot of flexibility here. So there's going to be a lot of changes in your physical environment, in your life, a lot of drastic changes. And this is also has to do with that new beginning that you're going to be setting out on. This is you not living in the same area, city, state, country, place, not living with the same people. There's certain things that you've been working towards that won't see fruition as well, pile one. All right, you guys, I am so sorry. My dog went bananas and I had to stop for a second. So, I believe I was talking about the Seven of Pentacles, because this is a card that's really standing out to me with this particular pile. But what was I saying? Oh my God, this is why I hate getting thrown off. I believe what I was saying is there's some things that you've been working on or working towards that won't necessarily see fruition. The Seven of Pentacles here in reverse is saying that something you've been working on or doing or putting effort into, and this could be anything from like a relationship to a diet even. It really doesn't. It could be like, it could really be anything, a range of anything, okay? So don't get afraid or anything like that. And you don't need to comment down below like, you asshole, like I've been working towards this. Listen, you guys, at the end of the day, these cards here are not dictating your life. You are, okay? You're coming here to get a different perspective on things. It doesn't mean that this is what's going to happen. It doesn't mean that this is set in stone. It just means that this is just an extra perspective, an extra viewpoint of the energy occurring in and around your life, all right? But basically, there's something you've been invested in, pile one, and you won't get to see the fruit of your labors because you're going to pull out or back out of this thing, whatever this is. You're going to change your mind. There may be also 6 people involved in something, and a head person with this Queen of Pentacles here, or a group of people involved, or living under the same roof maybe, working under the same company, something like that. This could be a friend group that all meet in one place. There's a collective of people that have this one thing in common with this Queen of Pentacles here that you're going to leave or walk away from. Yeah, I've put a lot of work into this with this Queen of Pentacles here, but I've received a better offer with this Page of Cups. It wasn't the original plan, Ace of Swords in reverse, and now everything connected to this original plan, idea, or purpose, I have to let go of or detach from. For some, this is a relationship. For others, this is definitely money. Really big change in your finances or career or how you deal with money. So the new beginning that you are setting out on, pile one, is you securing or solidifying your life, taking your life more serious in a way, or taking a part of your life more serious in a way. Another new beginning that I'm seeing is a relationship, a possible relationship come in, that sort of gives you a different idea about a family dynamic. There's something here in the Seven of Pentacles that feels a lot like family, or it feels like a group of people that treat each other like family. They're so close, they treat each other like family. So I could definitely see, pile one of your new beginnings this year is getting into a relationship where, and this could be a friendship as well, could be romantic or platonic, but it's like they sort of introduce you to another group of people. Maybe this is their family. Maybe you guys create a family together. Maybe you guys create a community together as well. This is another new beginning I'm seeing for my pile ones is some of you may be working on some sort of, I don't know why, but it feels like an app or something, like an app. Maybe you guys are working on something technological, like an app. Maybe you're developing an app. Maybe you're working with computers. You're developing something where it's like it can bring people together. Something like that. Maybe you guys are working with social media to bring people together for this one common cause that you guys are working on, or that you are working on. But it's something about creating a community here, creating a family, creating a community that feels like family, or literally creating a family, or meeting people that become friends and they feel like family to you. They feel like a support system to you. And you guys really have so much in common. You guys are really brought together by this one common denominator, this Heart of Pentacles here. So this is definitely going to be a new experience for you, pile one. But it's going to be really exciting. I think you're really going to like this. It's going to be exciting in terms where it feels like scary. It feels a little thrilling. It feels new. There's so much fresh energy here that you're going to be sort of working with, because you're going to be sort of kicking these things up. You're really going to be pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone and outside of the limits where you feel safest at. And this is where life is really going to start to get like rolling for you. Let's go on ahead and check out you guys' oracle cards to see what else we're seeing in terms of your new beginning that you are setting out on. All right, the very first card that we have here is Armadillo Spirit, set healthy boundaries, okay. Lion Spirit, be generous of spirit. Mercury retrograde, reinvention. 12th house, escape. Taurus, I have. Aries, I am. Then we have the card of guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Loneliness. I know that I am never alone. I love that. All right, so these oracle cards are very, very interesting. Starting off with Aries and Taurus here. These are signs that are in sequence. So check out what houses Taurus and Aries rules in your own natal chart. If you have it. If not, I will leave a link down below where you can calculate your birth chart. You need to know your date of birth, your place of birth, and your time of birth to get a accurate birth chart. But Aries season happens in late March and Taurus season comes directly after. So the new beginning that you're going to be setting out on will be happening from March to April and May of this year, 2020, pile one. That's when you'll see physical evidence of this change. Mercury retrograde, we are currently in right now, up until tomorrow. So these changes, which will be March 10th. So these changes are happening now. You're starting to see now what you need to do. You're realizing it. 12th house here, escape. Like I said earlier, you're trying to get away from some sort of deal you may have brokered, or gotten into, or a clique that you run with, or a relationship, or this could be your relationship with money and your professional career that you are reinventing or escaping from. Either way, you're sort of backing out from something that you have gotten into. And that's what I'm sort of, that's the weird contrasting thing about this pile. There's a few different things going on here. Some of you guys, like I said, are tearing away from a group that you share something in common with, and others of you are coming towards a group that you have something in common with. So you know what I think is happening here? I think pile one, you are tearing away from something that you've been around, that you're realizing just doesn't suit you anymore. It's not in alignment with you anymore. And that's what's going to sort of lead you to this new group, this new community of people. Or that's what's going to lead you to set up this new community of people, because you've torn away from your old one, because you've torn away from that sort of safety net, that comfort zone, which was your old relationships or your old friends, things like that. You're sort of tearing away from that comfort zone. And that may be the one thing that sort of gets you to prepare or create this new community. So it's definitely something that I see you sort of working on. But yeah, there's some sort of like escaping here, where, like I was saying earlier, pile one, you really do want to escape from a particular relationship or relationships that just aren't fitting you anymore, or you are reinventing them. Okay, as well as, like I was saying earlier, Taurus, I have there's definitely this new beginning that you are taking a stroll down is more than likely going to have to do with your possessions, the things that you own, because Taurus rules the second house. This is our money, finances, the things that we own, the assets that we own, as well as Aries deals with the first house. So this new beginning you could be seeing a reinvention within your first house and within your second house. First house rules the body, the personality, the way that we come off. It rules the ascendant sign. So this is how we come off to people. This is the person that we are trying to emulate or become. This is the way that we want people to see us. So there's a complete reinvention of how people see you, how you see yourself, as well as your finances, your possessions, things like that. But that's an amazing thing coming up in the oracle cards here, because we already saw that in your tarot cards as well. So it's a good sign here. All right, now moving on. Armadillo spirit, set healthy boundaries, and lion spirit, be generous of spirit. Exactly. You're setting boundaries by saying, I want out, and jumping into something else, or jumping away, or getting away from this one thing that you're already sort of a part of. You're not thinking about it or contemplating. You're sort of just like, I'm out. This is almost like you saying, you know what? I'm breaking this commitment because you are the one that broke protocol or standard first, or this commitment first, by not being what or who I thought you were. So you may be involved in something because you thought it was going to be a lot different. You may be involved in something because it's like signing up for something. It's like false advertisement. This was false advertisement, like fraud. So I'm not going to stay loyal or faithful to this commitment when you haven't either. That's what I feel like your energy is, pile one, where it's like, I have to do this for me. So this is you setting healthy boundaries and being generous of spirit by saying, like, I have to do what's best for me because you're doing what's best for you. I have to think about me because you're thinking about you. I thought you were this type of person, and you're showing me a different type of person than what you told me who you were. You know? It's like somebody sold you something and you bought into it thinking that was going to be what you were dealing with, but it changed up for sure. And so you changed up. That's what I'm saying. And that may bring some guilt and loneliness here. So you will feel guilty at first, possibly pile one, because you are not the type of person that breaks commitments and promises. You're also going to feel guilty because this isn't what you wanted, but it's the hand that you were dealt. You're not responding to the commitment. You're responding to the outcome of this commitment. You're responding to the breaking of this commitment. So don't feel like you're betraying anyone or anything because you put yourself first. It's funny how us putting ourselves first can register as disloyalty to outside parties. But that's usually because those outside parties benefited off of you not prioritizing yourself. No more of that. There's no more of that happening here. So you may feel lonely at first. And this is because you've put yourself first, pile one. And anytime you put yourself first and don't see any familiar faces around you, rooting you on, that's exposing who's truly there for you and who isn't. So take that data point, note that data point, log it, and realize that anybody that has an issue with you putting yourself first is because they benefited off of you not prioritizing yourself first. So the new beginning here, pile one, is you splitting from people you thought you needed, situations you may have depended on. You were taking a leap of faith and independence and saying, I'm going to figure this out on my own, even if it's a little shaky at first, even if I have to sacrifice or risk not knowing what's going to come of this leap of faith. I'm ready and willing to do this. You're putting yourself first, pile one, and I'm loving this. And the new beginning in work or finances and there's going to be a lot of big changes in work and finances as well because of this new beginning, because of this new journey, and you're getting in alignment with what's truly going to make you happy, which is amazing, pile one. It's amazing. This new beginning for you is like, it's weird. It's like this split. It's like you were heading this way and then you just sort of split. You're still heading in the same direction, but you're doing it on your own. That's what I'm really seeing. That's what I'm really seeing for my pile ones, which is amazing though. This is all that I'm seeing for my pile ones. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I do pray that this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength. I want to take this time out to thank your beautiful guides, my beautiful guides, our higher self, amazing spirit itself, for delivering this awesome message today. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon. But until next time, you guys stay safe, stay blessed. Please keep conquering the world. And I'll be back next time, all right? Bye, guys. All right, pile number 2, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with your tarot cards before getting to the stack of oracle cards here, okay? So let's just go on ahead and get started to see what new beginnings you're going to be setting out on this year, okay? The very first tarot card that we have here is the Spirit of Pentacles, otherwise known as the King of Pentacles. I love this card for some reason. The Two of Swords, the Star, and the Fool. All right, pile 2. So this is weight. This is gravity. King of Pentacles here and this Two of Swords. This is pressure to follow your North Star, to begin to follow your North Star. Not begin again or start over, but to start walking towards the direction. You know where you are meant to go, pile 2. There's something you know you should be doing, or you know you are meant to do, or you know that you are not doing. You're aware that you're not doing it. There's this pressure you feel, but are quiet about it, or you don't express it or talk about it because you're still trying to understand it yourself. The biggest change I'm seeing here is an acceptance and allowance. Finally being able to say or admit, this is what I need to do. Pile 2, you already know what this is, and you keep sort of putting it off. You don't want to deal with this pressure or wait, but it's there. You have 2 options, pile 2. You have 2 options here. 2 options or 2 decisions. Something is up with the number 2. 2 of Swords, right? That's the number 2. And then we have the Star here. This is about choosing a direction. This is all about choosing a direction. Either I go north or I go south. Do I stay? Do I go? Do I stop? Do I continue? Do I begin or do I stay still? You try to keep living life normally as if this weight isn't there, as if you don't feel it, but it follows you like a ghost. It haunts you because you know it, and you just try to ignore it because it's such a big move or a decision to make. So stop feeling guilty. It's like picking up a little bit of guilt here. So don't feel guilty. Stop shaming yourself for not doing what you know you need to do. That's also what's keeping you in this place of stagnation, is the shame of not moving at all. The more you try to run from this, the more that shame or guilt grows, and the more difficult to unpack this thing becomes. The heavier this thing becomes. So the new beginning here, pile 2, is finally being able to accept that you have to make this decision and stick with it. The new beginning is you finally making this decision. There is no going back once you make this decision. Once you do finally decide what to do, it's going to feel like your life is finally moving again with this Fool card here. You feel so stuck. Your new beginning is starting. Your new beginning is that first step. Is actually moving. That's your new beginning that's happening this 2020. So you may have felt very stagnant in 2019, pile 2. You may have been feeling very stagnant the last few months, the last year or two, possibly the last 10 years, even for some of you. You may have felt very stagnant. So your new beginning is the fact that you're moving and progressing at all. My heart aches for you right now because you feel so stuck and unsure, and you just want to make sure that you are making the right decision. But how can you know? You can't know. And that's what's stopping you. You're afraid of regret and more shame and more guilt. So energetically, I'm seeing you finally accepting what you need to. This is you finally accepting what you need to do. Or finally accepting the fact that you need to decide, but you have to carry through with this decision. There's no more back and forth. No more back and forth. That's the new beginning for you, picking a direction and sticking with it and going through with it, actually carrying it out. Now, as far as your physical environment goes, some of you, how do I say this? For some of you, this could be a divorce for some of you because we have this King of Pentacles here. The thing is, though, this won't come as a shock to you if that's one of your new beginnings. Because like I said, you already know what this is and you already know what you need to do. You're just wanting or trying to ignore it. So you hearing that D word, you hearing divorce or separation or breakup, something like that, it's not going to come as a shock to you because this is something you've been trying to sort of keep out of your consciousness. Like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with having to make that decision. So if you're hearing that divorce word and it scares you or it sort of shakes you up and you go, oh my God, what's going to happen? Then that is not meant for you. Okay. Now, if you hear the divorce word or breakup, separation, and you're like, I know, then that's more than likely kind of meant for you. That could be the new beginning that you are setting out on this year, because you're already sort of prepared for it. You're prepared for it in the sense that you're aware of it. This is something you've been contemplating for a very long time. This could also be a move, but away from everyone you know. Like, this is completely starting over, starting new, starting fresh. There's a lot of distance in this pile. But the thing is you're already emotionally distant or mentally distant. But it's like the physical aspect just hasn't caught up to it yet. Like, emotionally or mentally, there's already a separation. You just haven't physically detached yet. So your new beginning feels like an ending, which is usually what a new beginning is, though, right? It's just a cycle. We're just in a cycle of recycling, where when things end, they actually begin. When things begin, they're actually ending. So it's like this cycle of recycling. It's the ending of something. It's an ending that you've been trying to sort of stave off. It's like you've been trying to throw the truth off the scent, but it keeps catching up to you. There's all these constant reminders to the point where you couldn't be in denial if you tried. And you might try, but it's like it's right there. It's like refusing to look at this oversized elephant in a tiny ass room. There's a lot of spiritual influence here as well. So this new beginning is going to kick off the start of a whole new journey for you, not just in this area with your love life or relationships, but in many areas of your life. How you deal with things will change big time after this Two of Swords. How you deal with things is going to change big time. You'll lose your fear of faith. You're going to lose your fear of faith. You're going to learn how to believe in yourself. You're going to truly see your strength for the first time in a long time. You're going to prove yourself wrong about a lot of the things that you had told or thought of yourself. Yeah, this looks like scissors to me. You're cutting something. You're definitely cutting something. And the crazy thing is that this star card, this star on this star card, it almost looks like this Two of Swords. They're almost like forming that sort of like X in a way. And it's like if you were to bring these two swords together, it would look like the star card here. So yeah, this is about you getting into alignment in some way. But that's definitely the new beginning for you. The new beginning for you is the ending of something. That's one of the really big journeys that you're meant to embark on this year, is ending something and sticking to that. No more back and forth. All right, let's check out you guys' oracle cards, see what else is going on here. All right, the very first card that we have here is Dog Spirit. Be loyal to what you love. Stag Spirit, take the lead. Starfish Spirit, open to infinite possibility. And then we have here second house, owning, beautiful. Jupiter return, benefits, wow. Sixth house, routine. And water element, sensing. Yeah, like I said, you guys already know. You already have a very good idea of what you're supposed to be doing. And then the final three cards that we have here is perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Yes, you can. Of course you can. Denial. Wow. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Wow. 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 I was talking about how you just don't want to believe it. You just do not want to believe it. And then we have the card here. Wow. And then the final card that we have here is self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Like I said, you're going to realize your own power. Oh my God. All right. But it's funny though too how we have, now I'm realizing this, we have the Starfish Spirit and then we have the Star card. Just noticing that. Now, Dog Spirit, be loyal to what you love. Stag Spirit, take the lead. Starfish Spirit, open to infinite possibilities. Yes, taking the lead, like I said, you're going to realize how assertive and bold you actually can be. You're going to be open to infinite possibilities. You're going to open yourself up to infinite possibilities by you finally choosing a direction and walking in that path. You're going to open yourself up to so many possibilities because, like I said, you're finally going to be moving. You're finally going to start moving, start progressing, start journeying. This is so realize that you can be happy following the direction that you know you need to go in. Be loyal to what you love. That's what that is saying. It's saying realize that you can be happy, following the direction that you know you need to go in. Be loyal to what you love. Be loyal to you, pile 2. Okay? And then water element sensing, 6th house routine, 2nd house owning, and Jupiter return benefits. So just going with these 4 cards here, you may be a water sign, that would be Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, or an earth sign, and that would be Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Okay, but an earth sign, the 2nd house is ruled by Taurus, and the 6th house is ruled by Virgo. So that's why I was saying definitely some earth energy here. So you may also be having your Jupiter return, pile 2. So these cards here are trying to paint a picture for you. They're trying to encourage you to do that scary thing you've been trying to keep at arm's length, to face it. They want you to understand that, sorry you guys, my phone rang. So because these cards, they're really trying to paint a narrative for you in a sense. They're trying to encourage you to do that thing you don't want to do, to face it. Okay, they want you to understand that you taking this leap of faith isn't actually a leap at all, but it is a fact that you will receive more benefits than you could ever imagine, especially in terms of finances and your job or day-to-day routine, as well as your health. Whatever this decision is, it's been affecting your energy levels, and that's been affecting your job and money. Like I said, this is very heavy on you. This is pressure, this is gravity, this is weight. That was one of the first things that I said when I was just looking at your tarot cards. I could literally feel that weight and that pressure that you're carrying around. So they want you to understand that this is not a leap of faith at all, but you are for sure, this is a guarantee that you're going to receive so many benefits because whatever this decision is, it's been affecting a lot more areas of your life. It's been affecting your job, your money, your health, your energy levels, because you don't feel comfortable, safe, and secure in this shaky situation. So you may feel disempowered in this situation because life feels so out of control. And the only control that you have in this situation is the decision that you make. So you have to stay committed, be loyal to that decision, that commitment that you make, that decision that you make. You have to be loyal and committed to that, because that is the only power that you can exercise in this situation, pile 2. Now we have self-esteem, denial, and perseverance. Exactly, you guys. What did I tell you? This denial is so strong because you know that this is a heavy weight or pressure to deal with. But your self-esteem is going to skyrocket once you see how strong you truly are. Like I was saying, this decision you feel like you cannot make, it's all in your mind. It's all in your mind. 2 of Swords. It's all in your mind. And once you make that decision, you're going to realize that. And at that point, you're going to see just how powerful your mind is and how you can keep yourself from or move yourself towards anything it is that you put your mind to. You know, we hear that term or phrase all the time, like it says here. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. We hear it all the time. You can do anything that you put your mind to. But there's also an inverted version of that phrase, which is you can also keep yourself from doing anything that your mind tells you is off limits. You realizing this is going to change everything. And that's where these benefits and blessings are coming in at. So this new beginning, this new journey that you're going to be embarking on, pile 2, is you just starting at all. It's you taking that first step. That's your new beginning. Is something finally coming to an end. So instead of me being stagnant, instead of me being still, now I'm finally making a decision and I am moving forward. I'm moving towards that direction. So like I said, there's just no more back and forth. It's finally, I've made my mind up. I've made my decision. I've put my foot down, and this is what it is. Okay? Which is beautiful. That's beautiful. As well as new beginning here could be a job. you moving away, you changing up your routine. Whatever this is, you're very attached to it. It's a part of your day-to-day routine. So there's a new beginning coming within your routine, within your finances, as well as within your fortune, and maybe even spiritually or emotionally. This is just going to be a completely new beginning all around, like I was saying. You're also going to get used to you making the decisions, making the plans, taking the lead. Open to infinite possibilities. Jupiter brings possibilities. It brings opportunities. Yeah, lots of new beginnings. It's like this one journey that you set out on is going to open up all of these things, open to infinite possibilities. Beautiful. I'm loving this. Beautiful. Denial is what is affecting your self-esteem, but you are going to persevere through that denial. And that's what's going to build up your self-esteem. This is all that I'm seeing for pile 2. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I pray that this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength. I want to take this time out to thank your beautiful guides, my beautiful guides, our higher self, amazing spirit itself, for these messages today. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon. But until next time, you guys stay safe, stay blessed. Please keep conquering the world, and I'll be back next time, all right? Bye, guys. All right, and pile number 3, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with your tarot cards first before making our way to the stack of oracle cards here, okay? So let's go on ahead and see what new beginnings you're going to be embarking on sometime this year, okay? The very first card that we have here is the Devil, the Innocence of Pentacles, otherwise known as the Page of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and the Earth Mother in reverse, otherwise known as the Empress in reverse. All right, very interesting, pile 3, but when I first saw the Devil card here, I got excited for you, and I'm currently exploring why, because normally I see the Devil card and it feels a little heavy, but these things change from reading to reading. Energy is not permanent. So the thing that I'm picking up here is being open to things you weren't before. So for instance, you may have said, I'd never date a person that was like this or that, or believed in this or that. This is you being open to it. That was just an example now, but you may also be an earth sign for sure, or an air sign, or have a lot of earth or air energy in your chart. So this would be Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. The thing I'm seeing here, pile 3, is you opening yourself up to something or someone that was already in your life. There is a commitment or obligation, a relationship, or a more serious relationship that you may get involved in. For many of you, this is dealing with someone or something that you've already come across before, but maybe you rejected them or just didn't take them serious, or maybe they didn't take you serious or rejected you. This could as well be an ex situation that's returning to your life and you deciding to give it another shot. I know this is about new beginnings, you guys, but this is just what's in the cards, okay? Because we have the Devil here, the Page of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords. So this is energy that has been cultivated and sown over a period of time. This is something that you have dealt with at some point for a period of time. And then we have the Empress card, the card of creation, and it's in reverse. And this is the only card that's in reverse here. So this is not about you developing something new, creating something, forging something. This is about you giving something a shot that you or the other party may not have taken serious or were too afraid to take serious at some point. Another thing I'm seeing here is you getting very serious about your life. Any sort of fear or pressure that's been weighing you down or holding you back, I'm seeing you ready to tackle it and doing whatever you have to do. If you have to make sacrifices or be more disciplined or say goodbye to an old way of life, whatever this thing or person is, it is very worth it to you now. At first, this thing was not worth it to you. So it seems like someone ran away from the hard work or the commitment because there was a serious fear with the Nine of Swords here of fidelity or allegiance or devotion with the Devil card here. You saw this commitment as the old ball and chain. You saw this as a trap or a loss of freedom. Now you are exploring those fears and realizing there was never anything to be afraid of. Therapy as well, seeing a psychologist may be something that you begin this year. I'm seeing you just hammering away at a lot of things you were once terrified of or turned off from because of the weight that came with it. There's another element here too of getting sober. Okay, so whether it's getting sober from drugs, alcohol, sex, social media, this could be anything, porn, codependency, gambling, a relationship, a person, just being reckless with money. There's something that had power over you that you are breaking away from, and this is why you'll feel more open to exploring parts of your life that seemed very off limits at first, because you were breaking away from something that had power over you, and it sort of kept you away from this thing. You're breaking away from this old thought process or belief, and we can be addicted to a lot of things, you guys. All right, so I know that word addiction, it kind of hits people, and it's like, our brains immediately go to like drugs, alcohol, things like that, and it's like, no, we can be addicted to like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you know what I mean? Like, we can literally be addicted to just about anything. Literally anything. We all worship something, right? So we can be addicted to anything. Take it as it resonates. So the new beginning that you're setting out on here is processing. You're dealing with this realization of why you see things the way you do. Instead of ignoring it or running from it, you are looking directly in the face of this thing and you're dealing with it. You're not jumping from thing to thing, because we can kind of deal with that when we have the Devil card here. The Devil card is ruled by the sign Capricorn. Capricorn is the goat. And how is a goat in real life? They sort of jump from rock to rock. They never sort of get settled. These are very flighty sort of creatures. They can sort of get shaken up or nervous about things, and they just sort of start jumping. They just jump from place to place to place to place to place. And this is sort of like calming that energy down. Because then we have the Page of Pentacles coming in after that. Pentacles, this is very slow moving energy. So there's something here trying to slow you down. Trying to slow you down physically, and trying to slow your mental process, your mental thoughts down as well. And trying to slow you down from creating things, jumping into new things. Well, let's go do this, let's go do that. Something really wants you to calm that energy down. So you're not jumping from thing to thing so you can escape this like you used to. You used to sort of jump from thing to thing so you could escape that last thing that you got involved with. So for example, a person that hates being alone, they'll go from like relationship to the next without ever really processing the previous relationship. So this here is you standing still and processing now. That was just an example, you guys, but that's the energy that I'm seeing here. Definitely lots of physical changes as well, maybe even to your body or your home, starting a new diet, a new job, maybe even making a really big purchase, getting married for sure. Marriage is a huge possibility here for my pile threes. Getting pregnant or even adoption feels very strong, like a very strong possibility in terms of a new beginning here. So yeah, this is no longer fearing that big commitment, being in a relationship, becoming a parent, buying a home, getting into a lease, getting married or engaged, starting that job or that business, making a promise to always be there for something or someone else. This is no longer fearing that. This is no longer fearing the weight and the job and the responsibility and the duty of being there, being present for something or someone else. Okay? And that's one of the biggest new beginnings I see you guys setting out on. So like I said, for sure, this could be marriage. This, for sure, for very many of my pile threes, is marriage, engagement, a very serious commitment or relationship. Let's go ahead and check out you guys' oracle cards here, because not everybody believes in marriage, right? But this is like a serious commitment. This is like definitely dealing with one person, dealing with one thing, letting go of your options and dealing with one thing. Yeah. The very first card that we have here is Ant Spirit, time to collaborate. Then we have here Elephant Spirit, learn from the past. Exactly. You're learning from your past, pile three. You're learning that, me jumping from this situation to that situation, this relationship to that relationship, or from here to there, like that's not working for me anymore. You're definitely allowing the past to help teach you some things. You're becoming extremely aware of how the past has affected things in your current life. Then we have here Libra, I balance. Exactly. Black Moon Lilith, mystery. Wow. 7th house, partners. Then we have grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. I love that. Humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. I think we're going to be starting off with these 4 cards here. So we have Libra and the 7th house. Okay, and the seventh house is ruled by Libra, and the Empress card down here is also ruled by Libra. So you may have, like I said earlier, some things happening in your seventh house or in the sign of Libra. But the seventh house deals with relationships, partnerships, diplomacy, empathy, balancing the scales, encountering the other. This is how we reflect on ourselves, by looking at the mirrors around us. And these mirrors are the people and relationships in our life. So yeah, for sure, your relationships, there may be a drastic change to them and a new beginning where you view relationships and people differently. Then we have Black Moon Lilith mystery here. So one question that I have for you guys that I want you to sort of think about here is, did you see or live through a divorce when you were younger? Or were your parents separated? Were they ever together? Did you go from your dad's house to your mom's house? Or were your parents not really involved in your life? Or was one parent not involved in your life very much? Do you feel like you had a difficult relationship with one or the both of them? Was one or the both of your parents sort of in and out of your life? Because I'm seeing your inner child just really wanting to be accepted, wanting to feel safe and secure and loved, really yearning for that, almost reaching out for it. And it's so close, but for whatever reason, you never actually receive it. All of this I'm channeling from this Black Moon Lilith card here. Because she deals with fear and rejection in a sense. She was the first wife of Adam before Adam and Eve. So before Adam and Eve, it was Adam and Lilith. Okay, and like I said, I'm channeling this from this Black Moon Lilith card here. And channeling can be anything. It can range from somebody being in a complete trance to just getting a few downloads, a few messages, whatever it is. Channeling, downloading, whatever you want to call it. I know some people get weird about words, but I'm going to call it channeling, and you can take it up with the word police, okay? So she was the first wife of Adam before Adam and Eve, and Lilith was rejected. Well, I like to sort of see Lilith as though she chose to walk away from the Garden of Eden, and she becomes this woman or demon of the night after she leaves the Garden of Eden. But again, there's that expression of paradise. It's right there. What I want is right there, but it's not how I like it or need it to be. It's right there, but I can't reach it. The feeling I'm getting here is, I'm going to walk away before you tell me to. I'm going to leave you before you reject me. This is a common move for you in relationships, pile 3, or in life in general. How you deal with, or maybe you deal with temporary people that are always in and out of your life that aren't very committed. So this is because you can't stomach the feeling of when you were a child and didn't have the power to change things, where you were reaching for that paradise and it's snatched away from you, or it's just dangling in front of you, but for whatever reason you could never reach it. Or you see the pearly gates of everything you wanted, but you were never permitted or allowed inside. So there could also be here some of you, and this sort of feels like a sort of distant feeling here, so this may only be one or two people in this pile, but you may deal with people that are already in sort of committed situations, that the way you don't have to necessarily commit to them, that the way you already know what to expect of them, that the way you don't get your hopes up and then you get let down, you get disappointed, because it's like, you already know what to expect. If they're already in a relationship, if they're already married, if they're already taken, if they're already whatever, then I don't have to really expect too much out of them. I can already expect them to walk away. I can already expect this to not work out. You want so badly to have that Garden of Eden, pile 3, whatever that looks like to you. Whether that's marriage, kids, family, a job, living here, living there, whatever it is, whatever that Garden of Eden looks like to you, you want it so badly. But you have told yourself at some point it's not possible for you. You used to not feel worthy enough. Subconsciously, you didn't feel good enough or deserving enough of that sort of life. And that's what you've come to realize, or are on your way to realizing, pile 3, is how much of an impact your childhood or a fear of rejection, divorce, separation has had in your adult life. This fear of the Garden of Eden turning into a nightmare. You are obliterating that. And then we have the card Jupiter here. If there is one planet that signifies luck, abundance, growth, good fortune, and the pearly white gates, it is definitely Jupiter. So you're coming to take what you've always wanted. Like I said, you're not afraid of that anymore. You're not afraid of the rejection or things not working out, because you've realized that, hey, if I keep walking away or dealing with people that walk in and out of my life, then it's always going to be a for sure guarantee that I never get the life that I want. You realize how you've been fulfilling that prophecy over and over and over again of fear and rejection. You are stepping into your power and discovering that you can, in fact, change things. You can, in fact, demand loyalty, commitment, fidelity. You can, in fact, demand the type of life that you wanted to live. Lilith, she walked away from the Garden of Eden because it wasn't the sort of life she wanted to live. You, on the other hand, you're walking away from something because it's like, you know what? The life that I saw, the life that I wanted was not the life that I was exposed to. The life that you wanted to live is not the life that you grew up witnessing or seeing in your immediate family or in your immediate life. You grew up seeing something very different from what you wanted. And that's what's created this barrier, this gap in between what you want and what you expect. Because you were taught at a very young age to have very low expectations of people. Either someone taught you that or they taught you by showing you that. And so you found that I can't necessarily expect what I want. It's much better for me to not expect what I want. But you're really hurting yourself here. Black Moon Lilith also deals with hidden enemies, things that are very hidden from us, things that we don't want to necessarily see. So these are very deeply embedded feelings. These are probably deeply embedded into your unconscious. So there's definitely some digging that you need to probably embark on, or that you are going to embark on this year, is really getting into your unconscious reservoir of memories. Digging really deep into that unconsciousness, because with the Libra and the 7th house card here, this is all about you having to face your demons, having to face what is hidden in your unconscious through other people and through your relationships. That's what the 7th house in Libra does. It exposes us to the hidden parts of ourselves through other people and through our closest relationships. Okay? And then moving on here to Elephant and Ant. So exactly, you're learning from the past and are collaborating with the past in order to conduct or change your future and your own narrative. Because like I said, something's had control over you for a very long time, and you are ending that. You're ending that. You're learning from the past. This is something that you're going to be embarking on, pile 3, is you exploring your past, collaborating with it instead of sort of trying to run from it or remake it, reshape it. You're going to instead explore it, observe it. That's a new beginning. I definitely see my pile 3s embarking on. And then down here we have something very interesting going on with grief and humor. So we have a contrast of energies where you're laughing and crying, grieving and having a good time, indulgence, the devil, and paralyzing fear because of that indulgence, 9 of Swords. You're getting out of this cycle of up and down because it's not consistent enough. It's very disorienting to you trying to deal with these extremes in your mood and thoughts. So that's what you're trying to break away from. And you're sort of sick of the up and down. You're so sick of the up and down. You're sick of some days you're good, other days you're not. You're so sick of that. You're so sick of the in and out. You're sick of the inconsistencies. And because of that, you're trying to explore what about you is drawn to the inconsistencies. What about you is conjuring up inconsistencies? Because you're probably dealing with inconsistent people, inconsistent relationships, inconsistent job, inconsistent money, inconsistent friendships, inconsistent thoughts. Some days you feel confident, other days you feel full of anxiety and fear. You know, you're so sick of that. So you're really trying to get a handle on that. And you're starting to realize, like, you know what, maybe I need to go a little bit internal. Maybe I need to go a little bit deeper to figure this out. And that's one of the huge new beginnings that you're embarking on, pile 3. This past has had a lot of control over you, pile 3, and I'm so sorry about that. But the amazing thing is now is that you're in the driving seat now. Now you are the one that's saying, you know what, no, I'm going to take control over this, and I'm going to figure out what's happening. I'm going to figure out what's going on here. I'm going to figure out what why these inconsistencies are drawn to me or why I'm drawn to them. What is happening here? And that's beautiful. So this is you really taking your power back, which I love. So yeah, this is what I am seeing for you, pile 3, in terms of the new beginnings that you are starting, which is amazing. So yeah, thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I pray this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength. I want to take this time out to thank your beautiful guides, my beautiful guides, our higher self, amazing spirit itself, for these messages today. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon. But until next time, you guys stay safe, stay blessed. Please keep conquering the world, and I'll be back next time, all right? Bye, guys. All right, pile number 4, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with your tarot cards before getting to the stack of oracle cards here. So let's just go on ahead and get started with your tarot cards to see what new beginnings you are going to be embarking on this year 2020. All right. The very first card that we have here is the Hanged Man, the 5 of Wands, the 5 of Swords in reverse, and the 6 of Swords also in reverse. Okay, so right away, I'm feeling a sensation in my chest and around my throat chakra the second I touched the first card. So anxiety, do you suffer from panic attacks or anxiety attacks? I know a lot of people claim to have anxiety, and I get very annoyed by that because it's like anxiety is a very serious thing, and everyone deals with anxiety, but not everyone suffers from it. Very different things. And it's like people have sort of normalized it, which is sort of a good and a bad thing all at the same time. But pile 4, this is something your world or life may revolve around. You may do things or not do things because you don't know when another attack is coming, or you don't want to trigger your anxiety. It's like this dread or loom of something that's always there, just sort of sitting in the background. We're supposed to be focusing on your new beginnings, I know, but this is something that I have to say because it's just there. It's like labored breathing I'm feeling. Difficult to get a full breath of air. It's like difficult to fill my lungs with air. So yeah, we have the Hanged Man here, ruler of Pisces. This is the ruler of Pisces. And we also have the Wands and the Swords here. So this is water, air, and fire energy, no earth energy. So there's no grounding energy here. So of course you may be very much so in your head about things that could happen, even if there's no imminent threat. It's very possible, especially with this Hangman card here, the card of Pisces. It's very easy for my pile 4s to get sort of sucked into a thought or a fear that just keeps revolving, and it develops into very real and serious symptoms. So work on your lower chakras, pile 4. That's one thing I can definitely say just from this feeling here, okay? Now moving on, I see you trying or wanting to fight a chaos that you feel lives inside of you. You feel as though your energy feels very chaotic, tumultuous. It's very up and down, right and left. It's sideways. It's all over the place. Same as your thoughts. They feel very frenzied. No formation to them. For some people, they don't like the quiet. For my pile 4s, you don't like the noise. You want it to stop. You'd give anything for the peace that comes with the quiet. The new beginning you're setting out on here is going to sound strange, but the Hanged Man is here. The Hangman here is someone that has been sentenced, right? He's been sentenced to death by hanging upside down. That's why the death card comes directly after the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man doesn't fight his sentence. He doesn't negotiate or barter. He accepts it. He doesn't try to run or hide. He allows it. You, pile 4, are accepting your sentence. Instead of beating up on yourself about having this or that issue, instead you're going to start seeing this as something to work around. It's not a disability. It's your superpower. I heard Kanye West say that one time about his bipolar disorder, and I loved it. And this is sort of your perception about whatever you've been struggling with internally. You know, this is your perception about that thing that you've been struggling with changing. No longer seeing it as a disability, something that you can't do, something saying that you're not able to do things other people can do. This is you taking that diagnosis or problem or issue and working around it or working with it, because we have disruption and chaos with this 5 of Wands here. And then this 5 of Swords. And then we have the 6 of Swords in reverse, looking much more in alignment or in order. As you can see, these wands and these swords right here, these two cards, they're sort of going everywhere. And then we get to the 6 of Swords and they're all in unison. They're just sort of going and heading in one direction, right? So this is you taking whatever you feel has disabled you or made you different or made you unlovable or abnormal or unattractive, less qualified, inferior, problematic, a misfit, misunderstood, you're taking all of that chaotic energy and you're going to start utilizing it to your benefit. You're going to take that energy and funnel it into a project or a job or into speaking up for others dealing with or suffering through similar issues. So you're going to take your chaos, you're going to take your disabilities, you're going to take whatever seems like a hindrance or an obstacle, and you're going to use it to fight for others dealing with or suffering through those similar issues. We're going to change that suffering word because I hate it, and I literally hate like that word coming out of my mouth. So you know what? I can't say it anymore for the rest of this reading. We're going to change that suffering word into handling instead, okay? Because you're not a fucking victim. You've been dealt a certain hand, and you've dealt with it. And you're working with what you've got. Victims don't work with anything because they have no power. You have power, all right? So this is similar energy to what you're going to realize is all of that chaos that lives in you is a surge or force of energy that you can tap into. This is a well of inspiration, creativity, ideals, projects that you're going to capitalize off of. This is you accepting the mayhem that lives within you and seeing it differently. The hanged man, he hangs upside down. He sees the world differently. It's no longer your drawback, your limitation, obstruction, or a complication. Now it's whatever you say it is because you simply said so. So the hanged man hangs upside down for a very profound reason, because he's never seen the world that way. This is him finally having an opportunity to perceive the world around him in a completely, totally unique and different way before being taken away by death. Death in tarot is change, transformation. Your perception, pile 4, is the key to you beginning on this new journey, to you changing or transforming, to where you are no longer handicapped by this havoc, but you are actually empowered because of it. So this is what makes you you. Everyone has something that operates differently from the next person because we are meant to be different. Who you are is not this label or diagnosis. It's a part of your story, but it's not the story. You are the story, so you tell it how you like to tell it. Your new beginning is you coming into alignment with your purpose because your purpose was to be different. The reason for that is because the world needs your unique view of itself. It needs you to impart your own perception and say, this is how the world looks to me. Yeah, I'm living upside down versus you who is walking right side up, but it doesn't make you or me wrong or you or me right. You need me just as much as I need you because I can see things from a completely different way than you can. I'm taking the brunt of the pain that it takes to live life as the hanged man. So don't let it be for nothing, pile 4. Don't let this pain that you inherited, because the hanged man is in a lot of discomfort. He's in a lot of pain. He's hanging there just waiting for death. So this is discomfort. This is discomfort. And you have inherited that for a very, very, very particular, profound reason. That's because you are supposed to see life through this discomforting lens. And you're supposed to tell others what it's like to live as the hanged man. Because people, for some reason, don't necessarily understand what life is like as the hanged man, but you do because you were born as the hanged man. You've suffered or handled many things. We're going to call it handled from now on. You've handled many things in life that others haven't, pile 4. Your new beginning is you embarking on this new journey to you, who you were born to be. Wow. This is very powerful. Let's go ahead and check out you guys' oracle cards, see what else is going on here. We'll see what else is happening. The very first card that we have here is Rhino Spirit, overcome any obstacle. Exactly. Bee Spirit, sweet results await. Then we have here Mouse Spirit, tend to the small things. Peace. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. Wow. Wow, you guys, look at this. Look at this. What did I say? What did I say? Your new beginning is you embarking on your purpose to you. Wow. All right, so it says purpose. I know what I am here to do. Gratitude. I'm thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. Exactly. These are opportunities. It's not a disability. It's not something that you should be ashamed of. It's your opportunity. This is how you win in life. It's a disability for everyone else. For you, it's an opportunity. It's a win. Then we have here North Node, life's purpose. Earth element, stability. Then we have here Grand Cross, provoker. Wow. Void, of course, moon, missing. Fire element, desire. So yes, you will find gratitude for the drawbacks that you have handled in life. You will find an appreciation for the thing that used to make you feel less than. The one thing that made you feel worthless or ugly or unwanted is going to be the main thing that you find confidence in and that you gain confidence from. Pile 4, I love you. Can I give you a hug? I'm giving you a hug right now, okay? I just want you guys to feel that because I feel like you have as well. Okay, this is interesting. Something else is coming in here. You may have some controversial things to say, Pile 4. Some of you may be getting into public speaking. Some of you may be fighting a stereotype, fighting a generalization, fighting a thought, fighting a stereotype, fighting an idea. Anytime you're fighting an idea, that's a serious fight, and it's going to ruffle feathers because you're trying to change the perception of something, and perceptions are something that are built up over time. People have invested a lot of time and energy into things that they perceive, so you trying to change people's perception of something is going to be a fight. We also have the 5 of Wands down here, but like I said, you are chaos. You have chaos energy that lives in you. Chaos is not evil. It's not a bad thing. It's not evil. It's not a bad thing. You guys know, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know I've talked about it plenty of times, how darkness is not evil, chaos is not evil, death is not evil. These things are not evil. They serve the same master as the light. Chaos, destruction, death, darkness, these things are actually tools used by spirit and used by the universe to enact its will. So sometimes some people are born with more chaotic energy than calm energy. We have to get away from sort of thinking that meditation and being a spiritual person means that you're calm and you're zen all the time. No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't actually mean any fucking thing. It means whatever it means for you, and that's that. But, you know, a lot of people like to sort of generalize and say, well, you're spiritual, you should be all nice and zen. No, that's not what it means. Guess what? Might be spiritual, but I'll still kick your ass. That's what I feel like is with my pile 4s here, is like, yeah, I might be spiritual. Yeah, I might be this. Yeah, I might be that. But I'll still kick that ass. Don't play with me. That's what I feel like here. You have chaos energy in you. That's because your purpose, and we have purpose come up here twice, you guys. Purpose came up twice. North Node, life's purpose, I know what I'm here to do. Twice in 2 different decks. That's crazy. So this is your purpose. Your purpose is to fight fire with fire. You are fire. You're supposed to fight fire. You are fire. You're the only thing that can fight fire because it's what you are. You're the only thing that can combat chaos because you are chaos. Some of you may be getting into public speaking, writing a book. Like I said, my throat chakra was very activated. I forgot about that. My throat chakra was very activated when I touched the very first tarot card for your pile. So writing a book, starting a podcast, a YouTube, creating content, journalism, you putting your thoughts out there. I feel you beginning something along those lines because the world needs to hear you. The world needs to hear you and your perception because it is different from everyone else's. You have a different perception. You were born with this different perception. So if you feel like you were born just so different, so odd, or born with certain things that other people didn't have or other people didn't have to handle, right? Handle or go through or live with, that's because you were literally put here to make the world see things from your point of view because the world hasn't seen things in that way yet. It doesn't see things with that optic yet. And you're able to provide a different perception that people are very, very ignorant to. And we're ignorant to it because we don't know it. But you are somebody that has this inner knowing. You understand chaos. You understand it because it's the energy that lives within you. And people have tried to tell you that maybe there's something wrong with you, or maybe you're too this, or maybe you're too that. And it's like, this is the energy that lives within you. So who are we to say there's something wrong with it? Because the society tries to tell you to be peaceful. Society tries to tell you how to be. And you're like, but my energy's different. Doesn't make you wrong. Doesn't make you right. It makes you you. Okay, so definitely putting your thoughts out there Because like I said, it's different from everyone else. You are different from everyone else, the hangman here. And you have the fire and passion behind you. You have this fiery passion. Yeah, fire element, desire. You have this passion behind you to fight the status quo. Like I said, you're fighting fire with fire because you are fire. So activism you may get into as well. There's a lot of empowering others here because you discovered your own power and you want to help others find their sense of strength. Because you know what it's like to live without power. You know what it's like to live in a society that tells you there's something wrong with you, or that tells you you're not doing something right, or that tells you to be quiet, sit there, be pretty, and shut up. You know what it's like for others to tell you how to handle your own energy, but no one's ever actually heard from you before. No one's ever actually heard from your energy before. What is this? I'm trying to figure out exactly what this is, what this chaotic energy is. But it's like, it's something. Either way, there's a lot of talking here. There's a lot of talking. You may need to come to the defense of someone else. You may start coming to the defense of other people. There may be some sort of injustice that you just cannot stomach, and you're like, somebody needs to say something. Because like I said, you are fire. You're the only one that can go up against this fire. For some of you, this is like a very big platform. Very big platform. If you're wondering, will it be successful? Spirit just told me to tell you, yes, it will be successful. For some of you, the amount of success is going to scare you, but you've taken down the most intimidating giant, which is yourself. The worst demons and fears we deal with are the ones that we conjure up, the ones that we are the parents of. Rhino spirit, right? Overcome any obstacle. You are able to overcome any obstacle. Oh my God, and we have the bee spirit here as well. Sweet results await. Yeah. You're going to find success in this because you've been there. People want to hear you. They are waiting to hear from you, pile 4. So tend to the small things first in order to get done what you need to get done. But you've definitely got a fire burning within you that's going to carry you through this. It's your purpose. That's what's burning in your spirit. Your purpose is burning within your spirit. Follow it. That's the new beginning that you are embarking on this 2020. Pile 4, for sure, is you following your purpose and you embracing this fire energy, this chaos energy that lives in you, this passion, this desire that lives in you, this need to be heard, this need to state your opinion. That's the new journey that you are embarking on. Speaking up for others as well. Speaking up for others as well, because you've been there and you know what it's like. That's a really big journey that you're embarking on. It's something big. It's something big, but it's definitely something that you're going to cultivate because we have the bee here. But this is this sort of energy that you're really going to embody, is like this rhino spirit where it's like, I'm coming for you because this needs to be said and no one's saying it. Whatever you have to say, no one's saying it. Like I said earlier, like, we're very ignorant. The rest of the world is very ignorant to whatever it is that you have handled in life. And it's your job to teach the rest of us. That's what I'm seeing here. And like I was saying, like, this is missing. Whatever it is in the world that you need to say, it's missing. Only you can provide this. Only you can provide this. And definitely work on those lower chakras for this earth element stability to be here, okay? But yeah, so this is all that I'm seeing. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I want to take this time out to thank your beautiful guides, my beautiful guides, our higher self, amazing spirit itself, for this message today. I pray this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, and strength. Hopefully you all come back to visit me sometime soon. But until next time, you guys stay safe, stay blessed. Please keep conquering the world. And I'll be back later, all right? Bye, guys.